So, since my Union Boss videos went out, a lot of people have said they are useful, but perhaps don't apply to the upper tiers. Specifically, Reason. I know at least 2 people have made that comment, so I thought I would do a video showcasing my team and talking about how, even though the theorycraft is just theorycraft, you can still put it into practice and make it work. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hello everyone, Ragewood here, back with another Etheria restart video, and as said in the intro, today we are going back to the Union Boss Reason. Now I did put a video out on this, which I'll put somewhere up there in a card, where I talk about the mechanics of the boss and how I think you should beat it. So do go check that out. But a couple of people have messaged me both in the comments and privately saying that this is on Nightmare. That video was done when it was the first boss. That is obviously really easy. Does it still apply here? And the answer is yes. In that video I say that essentially you want to go really fast to remove the burn stacks so the boss doesn't hit you as hard. And that remains true. You want to slow the boss down, give yourself a load of speed so you can get rid of those bone stacks before he attacks you. Now there is someone that I didn't mention in that video, which I have used in this one, which you will see in the run. But I'll just talk to you about some of the Union teams. So as you can see here, there are some very common patterns throughout all of these. Firstly, we're all using Lily as our speed boost, no shock there. There are a few people who are running a Doki Doki as well, or at least they were. Yep, just here, Apple's running a Doki Doki with a Lily as well, just to keep that turn rotating. Not just on the damage dealers, but on the Linglo and the Viper as well. Another Doki Doki just here. So a couple of Dokis lying around. I only went with the one speed manipulator, so it did take me a while. And as you can see, it took me 8 times to get 100. But I think that is across the entirety of the day. I think I've only used it once. Just double checked with a few people. Yes, it is definitely. This is the total amount of times I've done it since we killed the boss. I have actually only done it twice today physically, just double checking. Firstly getting 70 something without support and then bringing in a support. So we've spoken about speed boosters. You'll see a lot of us are actually using Jadar as our damage here. Rosa I thought would be a good option in that video, and she still is, and Tigerner using her to score 100 here as well. But Jadar seems to be coming out trumps in a revelation. This is because she places defense down on her skill 3, and when you get her Soul Flame stacks up, she'll just keep recycling that ultimate over and over again, dealing lots and lots of damage. So she is definitely the top tier damage option here. Linglo we've got as our healer. Now a lot of us have the skill 1 upgraded. This one doesn't, but I know I definitely do in mine, to increase the duration of this whale prayer, which is this sort of heal over time. And yeah, that's all I need for my healer in this run. And then Freya is sort of the surprise pick that we are all using for 2 reasons. I mean, she also helps manipulate the turn with the amount of buffs that we're getting on and debuffs we're placing, etc. And then 2 other things: Nightmare acting as a damage amp, but also a pseudo heal for our Jadar. With the Nightmare on, she's healing quite a lot, and for the increased defense. Now, there is one point where I manual this just for the 1 turn to make sure I've got that increased defense in time for that boss's skill 4, to make sure that it didn't wipe me. But outside of that, it was full auto besides that moment. And you'll sort of get an idea towards the playthrough when I start manualing, just to make sure that that increased defense is there at the last point so everyone has it covered. And then Viper is our attack down and our speed down. And that is largely the team. As say, you'll see a lot of similarities throughout. We're all using Viper, we're all using Jadar, we're all using Ling Lows. And then some using Roses, some using Jadars, some using Freyas, some using Dokis. But it is very similar throughout. Anyway, I have been talking for an awful long time now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play my run through. Maybe you'll put this little bit on 2 times just so you're not having to watch the entire 7 minutes. But yeah, just so you can see the fight working in its entirety and how it works. So yeah, I will. I'll leave this on, and then we'll come back when it's done. So just chiming back in here quickly, it's sort of around now that I start saving those skills, particularly the increased defense from Freya, to make sure that we've got it for the upcoming skill 4. So skill 4 went off, and as you see, without that defense up, we might have lost it there. And there we go. So the boss has finished. We did manage to get 100. I'm just going to show you the gear on my team just so you can see what I was sort of doing. So start with the Freya I borrowed. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am in the EWS, which at the time of recording is in just under 24 hours time. It's my first experience in this sort of thing, so whilst I don't expect to win it, I'm still grateful to be taking part, and I'm so glad I pushed in the beta to qualify rather than now. There are so many more players and it would have been really difficult. But anyway, Freya is in a Jackal Guard, time weed, lots of accuracy. The reason I borrowed this is because mine is built completely differently. I have Ling Lo in Evil Guard, Cure, Swift Rush. It's a pretty fast set here. Pretty good as well. I've actually only cleared Doki Doki Inferno twice. I cannot do it on farm or anything like that. And the second time it did drop an Evol Guard piece, which happens to be HP bonus with some decent substats. So I was over the moon, even though it rolled quite poorly. My Jadar, Hoyan is one of the things I can get on farm quite easily with a dot team. So I have been farming a lot of it, and I did manage to get this. Okay, some of the pieces aren't fantastic, but it works, it does the job for me. There are some better built Jadars up here, I believe. My Lily, I've got an Artisan, just some random pieces just here. And then lastly we have the Viper. So, and he is also a Jackal Guard, time weave to reduce the cooldown on that attack down and slow. And yeah, that is the team. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. This is probably going to come out at the time that I'm taking part in the EWS. Now, I'm not sure what we are and aren't allowed to do in reference to streaming or releasing videos. I am still going to record my participation, and then once we've figured out, maybe I'll do like a little montage at the end and just talk about my general experience. So take care, look after yourselves, work hard, but as always, play harder, and I will see you in another one soon. Cheers.